Hello everyone, I am Heidi Prilnaduma and I am here today to talk about organizational communication and your first job out of college. We are going to analyze the role and impact of organizational communication in the transition from academic life to the professional world, gain a deeper understanding on how effective communication within an organization influence the nature of work, identify if there is a key communication strategies that can enhance the smooth transition from to our new professionals to their new jobs. Before I proceed, let us talk about the BAL students. BAL students are expected to graduate with the skill of a good listener, good writer, good communicator. And in the workplace, they are bounded with that expectations. To graduate with a degree entails a lot of responsibility, bringing the BAL degree or the BAL just the BAL name linked to your name while working. It is hard to make mistakes. It is hard to blend in and act to be ready, even though it is your very first time working in a certain environment or in a certain circle or organization. As mentioned in some of the previous discussion, organizational communication takes place in work and is the foundation to create a good working environment and a successful progress of work. It is indeed very important to understand how organizational communication works inside a company. And as a BAL student, it is our strength, maybe. It might be our strength to at least identify how to talk with people, how to blend in, how to analyze moods, to at least blend with them, blend to those veterans who worked years before you. Especially for those who are starting from their new jobs after college, it is very difficult. The purpose of this discussion is to analyze the role and impact of organizational communication in transition from academic life to the professional world. This is intended to serve as a guide for the junior and graduating students, especially those who take up Bachelor of Arts in English Language Studies. This discussion also aims to gain a deeper understanding of how effective communication within an organization influence the nature of work and identify if there are key communication strategies that can enhance the smooth transition for the new professionals to their first job. If the graduates aims to apply, be one of the elite workers, or just to be employed and grow with the organization that they will choose after they graduate, this discussion will be beneficial to them because it provides information that will give a glimpse of real world, or at least a bit of reality. Their transition from college to the professional world is quite difficult. They need to adjust to the working environment because they're a newbie. They don't even know a thing on how to start or how to do the work. And as an article from Forbes Communication Council 2021 said, it comes with a growing pain. Of course, it goes with a growing pain. As for me, who worked in an establishment where I am surrounded with the veterans who worked there many years, and I, as a newbie who knows nothing about the job, only get hired because I am a BAL student and they expect me to be good at communicating, good at doing things in an office. And it is quite difficult to at least live with their expectations. But so much for that. Let's try to look into a hypothetical situation. Imagine yourself as a fresh graduate with a Bachelor of Arts in English language degree, figuring out ways to find a decent job, getting the requirements for the job, passing the interview, and somehow managing to get hired at an establishment as a front desk clerk. Then it happened that the management thrown a lunch party for the new hired personnel and staff, and you are now confused on what should I do, or how am I gonna communicate, or how to blend in. So at these moments, this is the time when the new professionals bring their self up, for or at least make an impressions. It is very important to show who you are, to show a little bit of your potential, and socialize with others for a better, smoother environment. During this moment, you will then participate by communicating, of course, by sharing your thoughts. It could put us in a situation where we tend to be afraid and conscious of what and how to speak our minds. Of course, we often think a lot of what if. What if they don't like me? What if they think I am boastful? What if they don't like me? What if I am wrong? What if I don't belong? And so on. We get too stressed, and we sometimes don't know how to start a conversation, or at least share something from what we heard from them. At this point, the new professionals have to apply a communication style that is the most suitable at the moment, for the reason that this might be an informal type of organizational communication, but considering the communication style when communicating in an organization is a must to create a good working relationship, good management, and successful working environment. We do use many communication styles depending on who's the listener and where we are, of course. But most of us don't have time to figure out which communication style suit us more, or we use often. We don't even know if it's beneficial to us, and sometimes we don't even know that are we being offensive, or are we appearing very boastful to a colleague, sometimes we don't notice those things. So, to fully understand communication style, let me introduce to you the 5 types of communication styles. 4 types of communication styles. Namely, passive communication style, aggressive communication style, manipulative communication style, and assertive communication style. Let me give you a glimpse of their meaning and what can we do in a situation if we have this kind of communication style or assertiveness. So, communication style, passive communication style. It refers to choosing not to communicate that what they feel and think. There are people who do that. In a situation where you are in a circle and you can't say no to something, or you can disagree to something that you heard, and sometimes you have great plans in your mind, but you somehow can't express it. You just keep it to yourself and accept what they said instead of speaking up. If the new professionals have this kind of behavior, or more often use this style, they are more likely to be good at handling clients. They might be good at handling clients and will be better at handling feedbacks from their colleagues because of their ability to listen and compromise. In this scenario above, this is useful, but there are disadvantages to this kind of style. The lack of confidence that will hinder the professionals from valuing their contribution in the future, because they might have a great plan, a great strategies to do things, but suddenly they just don't have that kind of confidence to express or say everything that they might know, or their plans, or share their good ideas. The lack of confidence will hinder the professionals from valuing their contribution in the future and could potentially be overloaded with the tasks. Why? Because their colleagues might use it as an advantage. Your personality, or your enableness to say no or decline to something because you are being afraid, or somewhat cannot say no to something or to someone. They might make it as an advantage. They might take it as an advantage. They will give you loads of work, which is their work, but they're giving it to you because they know that you're gonna do it if they're going to give it to you. Now let's talk about aggressive communication style. An aggressive communication style is talking about someone who communicate in a way that comes across forceful, domineering, and a bit disrespectful sometimes to others. When they engage in conversations, they tend to prioritize their own thoughts. And when they engage in conversations, they tend to prioritize their opinions, their ideas above everyone else. They believe that what they have to say is more significant than what will the others say, and is valuable. And your colleagues, or the new professionals colleagues, will then think that he's throwing their ideas away and not accepting it. They might think that that person is boastful, and that is not ideal. The problem with aggressive communication lies in the delivery style. Aggressive communicators often use harsh tone, loud voice, and confrontational body language, which can make others feel attacked, intimidated, or belittled. As a result, the the actual content of their message, which is might be good, but is will get overshadowed by their aggressive delivery. People on the receiving end of the aggressive communication may become defensive, shut down, ignored, or they might end up ignoring the message or the idea that you give. The idea, even if it's great, they might gonna end up being rejected because of how you deliver it. It will focus on the negative side, the negative sides of that idea, or somehow rejected because you said it wrong, or something, you offended someone. Sometimes when someone talks to us in a mean or aggressive way, we might disagree with them because what they're saying is wrong, but just because they were rude or harsh in how they said it. So it's not about the message itself, but how it was delivered that makes us react negatively. It's like we're saying, I don't like your idea, so I won't disagree with you even if you're right. It's like saying like that. In the scenario given above, this style is not an ideal, and it is advised to avoid in most cases. Excuse me. Next is manipulative communication style. This one is interesting. Manipulative communication style refers to individuals who use cleverness and dishonesty and persuasive tactics to steer conversation and people's actions in a direction favorable to them, even if it may not be in the best interest of all the people involved. When someone communicates using deceit, and influence, they are attempting to control the direction of the conversation. These people somewhat can turn the topics around. Instead of talking about plan A, they're gonna persuade you, deceive you, and thinking that B is better because of, and I don't know, it's their trait to persuade, to let people think that this is way better to talk about, and we should do this instead of this, which is a good tactics, but is not an ideal also. In the scenario above, this might work in a certain situation, but in the long run, it is way better to work honestly and genuinely, because it is very nice to work with a good heart or good intentions, you know. Next is the assertive communication style. The assertive communication style is like a super effective way of talking to others. People who use this style are confident and sure of what they're saying, but they're also really careful not to step on others or make them feel small or ignored. They don't use tricks to force to get their point across. Instead, they don't put others down and they don't act too shy or too pushy. People who are assertive manage to be confident without being mean, which is a good thing. Making conversations friendly, and they're making themselves available, available and approachable, but they get to be respected and they are respectful, which is ideal when having an organizational meeting or gathering like the mentioned scenario above. When sharing about the past experiences or past jobs, they assertive communicators are more on positive sides. They are open to hear others, and they are able to they're able to recognize their ideas and thoughts about things, and then and share what they believe and their experiences at the moment where they experience other works or other related topics that they can share in a friendly way. They do it in a friendly way. It is a good thing actually to do. It is very ideal, and to do so, it is better to use assertive communication when in an organization. Having a dinner with them and to make an expression, to be respected, even by to be respected by not posting, to be respected by not being mean is a good thing. It's a good start. It will give the new professionals a smooth transition to a good working environment. Summary or conclusion: in transition from academic life to the professional world presents a challenge, particularly in the realm of effective communication. In the hypothetical scenario involving a new graduates, introduction to the workplace, various communication styles plays a good role or an important role. Passive communication characterized by a lack of expression may interfere the future assertiveness and self-confidence. Aggressive communication marked by forceful and disrespectful behavior creates a hostile environment, hindering productive dialogue. Manipulative communication employing deceitful tactics might yield short-term gains, but lack of ethical sustainability. In contrast, might yield short-term gains, but lack of ethical sustainability. In contrast, assertive communication, which combines confidence with respect for others, fosters positive interaction or positive mutual understanding, providing instrumental in establishing a harmonious, productive work. Im- the cultivation of assertive communication skills is imperative, equipping professionals to navigate organizational challenges adeptly and building respectful, effective relationship. That is all. Thank you everybody for listening.